The distress beacon from Kepler 442f had been silent for 3 years when Command decided someone needed to check on Cadet Alex Chen. Not because they cared particularly, but because his biosignature still registered as active, which was impossible. Kepler 442f was a death world, Category 5 atmospheric toxicity, predators the size of shuttlecraft, and gravitational pull that could crush most species' bones to powder. Lieutenant Lisa Okonkwo drew the short straw. "You'll drop in, confirm he's dead, retrieve the beacon if possible, and leave," her commanding officer had said, not even looking up from his datapad. "Should take you 4 hours tops." That was 6 hours ago. Now, standing in the cargo bay of the research vessel Meridian, Lisa checked her environmental suit for the 3rd time. The heads-up display showed Kepler 442f looming outside, a swirling mass of violet and green clouds that made her stomach clench. Through the viewport, she could see flashes of bioluminescence in the atmosphere, massive things moving through the toxic fog. "Beginning descent," the ship's AI announced. The landing was rougher than expected. Lisa's shuttle bounced twice before settling into what looked like a clearing near Alex's last known coordinates. She unsealed the hatch, and even through her suit's filters, she could smell something organic and sharp. The forest around her was alien in every sense. Trees, if they could be called that, stretched upward like massive crystalline structures, their branches crackling with some kind of natural electrical current. The ground squelched beneath her boots, bioluminescent moss lighting her path in pulses of blue and gold. Her scanner led her through the undergrowth for 20 minutes before she heard it. Laughter, human laughter. Lisa crested a ridge and stopped dead. Below her, nestled in a valley beside a lake that gleamed like liquid mercury, was a habitat pod. But it wasn't the standard-issue emergency shelter. Someone had expanded it, added sections, even built what looked like a dock extending into the water. Solar panels and some kind of jury-rigged atmospheric processor hummed quietly. And there, sitting on the dock with a fishing rod in his hands, was Alex Chen. He wasn't wearing an environmental suit. "No way," Lisa breathed. But that wasn't even the strangest part. Beside Alex, sprawled out like an oversized dog, was a creature that should have torn him apart. It had 6 legs, armored plating that shimmered with the same bioluminescence as the forest, and a head that was all teeth and sensory tendrils. According to the xenobiology database, it was a Keshari apex predator, one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet. It was wearing a collar with a bell. Lisa's combat training kicked in. She raised her plasma rifle and started down the slope, boots crunching on the crystalline ground. The creature's head snapped up immediately, tendrils flaring. Alex turned, shading his eyes. "Whoa, whoa," he called out, waving his hands. "Friendly, we're friendly." "Cadet Chen," Lisa kept her weapon trained on the beast. "Step away from the creature, now." "Creature?" Alex looked genuinely confused, then glanced at the monster beside him. "You mean Biscuit? She's harmless. Well, mostly harmless. Don't make sudden movements and you'll be fine." "Biscuit?" "Yeah, like the food. She's got this crunchy exterior, but she's soft on the inside." Alex grinned, and Lisa realized he looked healthier than any cadet had a right to look after 3 years on a death world. His skin was tan, his eyes bright, and he'd grown out his hair into a ponytail. "You here for the rescue? Because honestly, I'm good." Lisa lowered her rifle slightly. "Your distress beacon went silent 3 years ago. Command thought you were dead." "Oh, that?" Alex scratched the back of his head sheepishly. "Yeah, I turned it off. Thing was annoying, beeped every 6 hours. You want some fish? I just caught a treshala. They're like if salmon and lightning had a baby." "You turned off your distress beacon?" "Lieutenant," Alex squinted at her rank insignia. "You didn't come all this way just to yell at me, did you? Come on, let me show you around. This place is actually pretty amazing once you get used to the, everything trying to kill you part." Against every protocol she'd ever learned, Lisa followed him back to the habitat. Biscuit padded along beside them, occasionally sniffing at Lisa with tendrils that felt like they were examining her at a molecular level. Inside the habitat, Lisa's jaw dropped. Alex had transformed the emergency shelter into something resembling a home. There were shelves made from local materials, a workshop area filled with salvaged tech and alien flora samples, and in the corner, a camera set up with a blinking recording light. "Are you vlogging?" Lisa asked. "Oh yeah," Alex brightened considerably. "Started about 6 months in. Figured if I was going to be stuck here, might as well document it. I've been uploading to the Colonial Network whenever a satellite passes overhead. Got about 40,000 subscribers now." Subscribers. People love the fishing videos and the cooking ones. Did you know Treshala is basically self-seasoning? The electrical discharge breaks down into these flavor compounds that... He stopped, seeing her expression. "You're mad." "Mad? Chen, you were sent here on a suicide mission. This was supposed to be a reconnaissance-only deployment on a planet so hostile that the Galactic Council classified it as uninhabitable for all known species. You were supposed to last maybe 72 hours, and instead you're..." She gestured wildly at everything. "Fishing." Alex's expression sobered. "I know what this was supposed to be, Lieutenant. I'm not stupid. Command sent me here because I was expendable, a human cadet who asked too many questions and didn't fit in with the Galactic Fleet's way of doing things." He walked to the window, looking out at the alien landscape. "But humans were good at adapting. It's kind of our thing." "How?" Lisa found herself asking. "How did you survive? The atmosphere alone should have killed you." "Turns out it almost did. First week was rough, really rough. But I noticed the local fauna had these symbiotic bacteria in their respiratory systems that process the toxins. So I experimented." "You experimented?" "Ate some of the moss, nearly died, twice. But on the third try something clicked. The bacteria colonized my gut and lungs. Now I process the atmosphere just fine. Actually breathe better here than I did on Earth." He grinned. "Humans are ridiculous, Lieutenant. Give us a problem and we'll either solve it or accidentally solve it while trying to make lunch." Lisa sank into a chair made from what looked like woven crystal fibers. "Command is going to lose their minds." "Yeah, probably." Alex pulled up his vlog interface. "Want to see the best part? Episode 47. That's when I figured out the electrical trees can be tapped for power. Episode 62 is when Biscuit and I took down a pterodon. And episode 91, that's my personal favorite, taught Biscuit to fetch." Despite herself, Lisa laughed. It was absurd, all of it. A human cadet abandoned on a death world had not only survived but thrived, and he documented the whole thing like a nature show host. "So what now?" Alex asked. "You taking me back?" Lisa thought about Command, about their casual dismissal of Alex's life, about the way they'd sent her here expecting to find a corpse. She looked at the habitat, at the life Alex had built, at Biscuit snoring in the corner with her terrifying teeth on full display. "I should," she said. Then she unsealed her helmet and took a breath of Kepler 442F's atmosphere. It burned going down, tasted like copper and ozone, and made her eyes water. But she didn't die. "But I'm thinking maybe I file a report saying the beacon malfunction made it impossible to locate you. Atmospheric interference. I'll need to come back in 6 months to continue the search." Alex's grin could have lit up the whole habitat. Episode 120, teaching a fleet lieutenant to fish on an alien death world. "Don't push it, Chen." "Yes, ma'am." Outside, Biscuit howled. A sound that should have been terrifying but somehow in that moment sounded almost friendly.